Okay. Okay, there we go. Wasn't showing that I was live for a bit. Anyway. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, twerkers, jerkers, and lurkers, witches, liches, and bitches? It is time for Johnston Blackhorse Storyboard Dono Stroomz with your host, me, Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I'm here to fucking do them storyboards, motherfuckers. Yeah. All right. We're just more or less testing out like YouTube again because recently, over the past several weeks, a couple of weeks ago, when I started a Dono stream or like any sort of stream on YouTube, nobody was getting any like notifications. So this is me testing this out again. If I'm still not getting notifications, then I will be moving back to Picardo. But in recent times, it looked like YouTube was just fucking glitching out. I don't know why. Things just stopped working. So I was thinking like, hey, maybe the notifications aren't working either. But recently, it looked like things started like working properly on YouTube again. So I was hoping that maybe the notifications are working once more. But it seems, I don't know. we'll test the waters for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes and see what happens. And Melody is very skeptical. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure if I have any high hopes for this either because like speculation is that I've been shadow banned because fucking YouTube's a piece of shit. Anyway, Melody's sending me. Oh. And Melody has informed me that still nobody is getting notifications. So, I guess YouTube is just a piece of shit platform for streaming now. So why stream if nobody's gonna get notifications? That just fucking sucks. Melody says 6 minutes online, no notifications. Wait, I've only been streaming for 3 minutes though. Melody says YouTube's always been a fucking cunt. Yeah, it has. Well, in the meantime, love, do you want to start getting like the references and such together for the next project you want to work on? As I do some of this stuff. I think if I'm going to make poses based on this, they should all just be located together. Oh, already had them. It's all in red. Then make it blue. Why does it look like I'm just wearing a robe? You wear something under it, at least. I'm wondering, like, there was a time where I was like just braiding my hair every day. Like, maybe I should just kind of go with the look I have now. Just kind of let it all hang loose. So, thinking of just, there we go. That looks a little better. All right, we've been streaming for 5 minutes and still fucking nothing, man. I think Melody was quite right to be very critical of this, but I was hoping that now that some of the YouTube's glitches have cleared up, maybe the notification. Oh, Melody said it finally showed up. Oh, did it? Huh. Okay, well, looks like that's working again, thankfully. Because several weeks ago, it just seemed to stop working. Like, it didn't matter how many times I streamed on YouTube, like, nobody was getting notifications. But now that it seems that Melody's getting notifications now, um, maybe other people will start filing in. Maybe garner some donos. But for anyone who's curious as to what I'm working on, like what are these storyboards for? This is for my prison storytime animation. Finally getting back to work on it because I'm attempting to like make more time to work on my personal projects because I got so many like responsibilities and other obligations just that I'm trying to handle, and with all that, like all like living with family, like comes like certain family issues or events that come up, and some of these things I just can't like ignore or set aside because I have to take part in helping and such, which is a lot of the times like a real bummer. But anyway, like I'm trying to make more time to like work on my personal projects, and I'm finally getting back to these storyboards, and Melody and I made a whole lot of progress over the last several days. And Melody's been giving me like a lot of her input, and I've been using a lot of her ideas and such, and like the storyboarding process has like it's been going great, and the amount of hilarity that ensues due to like just coming up with these ideas and kicking them back and forth is just like it's been pretty fun. All right, we've been streaming for close to 8 minutes, and I guess still no one's really getting any notifications. So if nothing happens after like 10 minutes, then we're just gonna switch back to Picardo, because on Picardo we have like a little more leniency and freedom to like just listen to whatever music we want or watch whatever cartoons or shows that we want without any risk of copyright strikes. There we go. Net decided to step outside and take a shit. Did it? Am I not streaming properly? Is my KBS rate is fine. Or are you talking about your net over there? I don't know. Hmm. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, auto repair fixed it for me, for me, you bonehead. Hey, YouTube, Picardo smokes your fucking ass, right? I mean, this we get much more traffic on Picardo, and I was hoping. Well, it seems that the notification thing is working now, but not that many people are filing in. Oh, hey, it's oh, I forgot your name. We used to call him like Russian Johnny until we Dimitri. I believe it was Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri's here. Shoot. Like right at the 10-minute mark, I was about to shut her down until like fucking Dimitri pops in. I guess the notification thing is working again. I haven't been streaming on YouTube lately. I've been streaming on like all on Picardo for the last several days to like maybe a couple of weeks because YouTube has just been fucking shit. But now that YouTube has worked out some of its glitches, I've been like kind of like thinking like, well, maybe um I can try to garner for some donations on YouTube because like though we get like a lot of traffic on Picardo, not that many people donate. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I can try YouTube again because we always get more donations on YouTube, though traffic is like really slim. I guess out of like the 500 plus of my followers on YouTube don't get notifications. Like maybe they don't ring that bell or whatever. Like silly thing YouTube decides to implement in order to make it harder for people to like get notifications. I remember all you had to do was just subscribe, but then you had to like start ringing this notification bell. But anyway, uh, yeah, we stream a lot on Picardo these days. Yeah, you missed a lot, and like Picardo, like it doesn't like record videos. Like it's just a streaming platform. But that's I guess if I got a premium Picardo membership, like I could save video, but there's not really much of a point to it. So I was thinking that maybe the people who donate on YouTube, now that they're getting notifications, maybe they would be so gracious as to offer some donos, perhaps. But that aside, maybe I should showcase on YouTube like the progress we've made on these storyboards. Whoops. God, the stream's boring without any sound. I can hear the fucking bumblebees outside farting. uh, Dimitri's asking, "What are we painting today?" I've been Melody and I have been working on storyboards for my next prison story time. Like I've been working on this for a long time, and I haven't touched it in like over a year. These are storyboards that I sort of like worked on prior and just kind of like stopped because I just got too busy. But recently we just started working on these again. With Melody's help, it just made the work go by that much quicker. Okay, so like going to like right here, we have like a handful of layers, including the background, and you can see them like right here. I hope you can like see all of this. This is the amount of work I did get done, but these are all the storyboards we had completed recently, and as you can see, we put in a lot of fucking work. So yeah, it's like just amazing. Like for a little bit, like let me just show everybody like what we've been working on. Okay, this is me. Like back then, like I shaved my head, and ever since then I just started growing it out. And this was the last time I had cut my hair. Yeah. So like it's just been growing out ever since then. But yeah, it'd be me with a shaved head. And we're just coming up with like just these wacky ideas. Like I referred to like two guys in the story, and like just call them like guy 1 and guy 2, and I just made them look like Dr. Seuss's Thing 1 and Thing 2 as like a visual gag. And there's been like we're trying to sneak in other visual gags here and there. Like here in this lineup you'll see like Sideshow Bob, and I was thinking about like putting like maybe in a Among Us character. Yeah, why not? Among Us is still pretty relevant, isn't it? So like as I'm telling the story, this is a story of like when when I got punched in the back of the head. uh Johnston, I want to see your reaction to this song. I don't know what that is. This is the cover of the Sabaton group Attack of the Dead. Huh. Alright. Well, like, let me showcase all this stuff first. Oh, I should fucking zoom in. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I can see it clearly because I got like, this huge monitor, but let me just back it up again. So yeah, I've been working on these storyboards, like a mean mug with like a friggin' instead of like actually drawing like realistic gang tattoos, because I don't want to like draw any attention from any actual gang, so I'm avoiding that. So I'm just gonna like draw like all over his face just nonsensical stuff, like maybe a game of tic-tac-toe here. And just like other things, like maybe a smiley face. And just kind of like right across his face, just gang tattoos. That's it. I don't want to like piss anybody off by drawing like an actual gang tattoo, because like a funny story from prison is like a dude goes to prison, and like I guess before he went to prison, like he just got some ink done on his face of like some pattern he saw, and he wanted to get it because it looked cool. Little did he know that once he got to prison, like he got approached for like I guess the tattoos he unbeknownst to him were markings for I guess a pretty well-known prison gang. And the prison gang approached him and like asked like all these various questions as to like I guess where he comes from and like how he's part of the gang. And like he said that he's not part of a gang. And then the gang told him like, you got to get rid of those tattoos then. It's like either black him out or peel them off or whatever. So he had to find like a tattoo guy in prison and just like black it all out. But yeah. So yeah, I don't want to like try to like represent or whatever like whatever gangs that were there at the time. So I'm steering away from any actual like gang markings, just so I don't draw unnecessary attention. So as we go on, like visual gags, Sideshow Bob, gonna throw like an Among Us dude back there. There's me, buzz cut, like all it was all shaved off, and this is like after like maybe a month and some weeks of growth. Guy 1 and guy 2. Here's guy 1. There's guy 2. These are the guys that just start fucking fighting. There's the stare down, classic anime stare down, prison door closing, and then they just start fighting. Like here's the big guy, he's like getting a freaking haymaker ready. Here's the other guy, just fucking gotta throw the anime speed lines in there. And then it's like it's just this epic build up. It's gonna be stylized and everything, but then it's just gonna be like a cartoony fight cloud with just like fists, feet, and like angry faces just flying around, going in circles and such. There's the big guy again, and they're just like punching each other. Like he punches the small dude's glasses off. Or was it the big guy that had glasses? Shit. It might have been the big guy that had the glasses. You know what? I'm just going to keep it as is. It's already storyboarded out. Like, it's not that the story really matters anyway. Just to, as long as the main focal point is there. So they're fighting, and me being the friggin' idiot I am, like, fresh, fresh off the streets and whatever. Like, I used to be a nice guy, just like, whenever sometimes like whenever I saw a fight, I would just kind of like jump in the middle and just like break it up just so nobody would get into trouble. And I'm not like that nowadays. Like nowadays I could give less of a shit. If I see two dudes fighting on the street, like fucking let them fight. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But back then I was like of the mind that like I was like a peacekeeper, moderator type thing, but yeah, not anymore. Like, fuck them. But anyway, I slide in the middle, just try to break them up, and here's me, fucking goofy ass referee trying to break up the fight, and, like get everybody to like each other, like pal around or whatever. So like I'm trying to break up the fight, and like they're still trying to go at it, like swinging their fists and whatever with me right in the middle, and I'm doing pretty good at like holding the big guy off, and then like the little guy, he's like bouncing everywhere left and right, and like it's hard to like just kind of keep him down. And then as I have all of my focus on the little guy, like big guy like rears back and then freaking bops me in the back of the head. And then I do one of these. He's like, what the fuck? But anyway, I don't want to like just go into it, but just been a lot of, oh, this is when I'm like trying to talk sense into myself to like step aside and get out of the fucking way, because these aren't the kind streets that I'm used to. Like, get out of there. So I go ahead and like just excuse myself and just slide off screen. And we got all these storyboards done in like a freaking matter of days, and it's just really impressive. Like how much time I've been putting off and like trying to get these done. And now that I have a little more free time and I'm trying to make more time to work on these storyboards, like, oh my God. And with Melody working on with it, or working with me, like we're working like pretty much side by side on on these storyboards. It's just like freaking awesome. It's been pretty fun. Oh, this is the word. This is the thought bubble, and the thought bubble is going to be shaped somewhat like a brain. So this is me like in first gear, like mentally, and then switch it into neutral, and then go throw it into reverse. Melody had to help me out with this because I remembered the 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 gear shift all backwards, and it turns out like uh, uh, uh it's hard to explain, but I had the gear the gear mechanism all backwards, so Melly had to fill me in on like what it looked like. But anyway, like I throw it in reverse, my body comes to attention and just starts like sliding off screen, but all the while making the beeping sound, beep beep beep. And here's like the line of like other inmates, and then I'm just kind of like still sliding backwards, beep 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 beep, until I get back here. Oh, I guess I can delete this one. But somewhere along the story, I jump back into the story and like kind of like go over my thought process. Oh, whoa, hey, what's up, Nebuchadnezzar? Melody says, "Yeah, someone's got to be the expert." Yeah, Melody's been like throwing, like pitching a bunch of like cartoon gag ideas, and I'll come up with a few, but like really, like a lot of Melody's ideas have been thrown in here. Oh yeah, yeah, the expert in like gear shifts. I should have asked her first, but I thought like I could remember it, but I remembered it backwards. So Melody, being the expert she is, like informed me like, oh, like gave me a diagram to like go by. Like no, she gave me an actual stick shift that had the diagram on it and like told me which gear's which. But yeah. What's up, Nebuchadnezzar? Your stories are always the best. Yeah. So as I'm telling the story, like I kind of like jump back into the story, like several minutes back to like just go through the thought process my brain was going through, and this is like one of my favorite parts. So like my brain just kind of like my skull just kind of opens up, allowing my brain to just kind of hop out. Cause really, like my brain hops out, like notices the situation and assesses it, looks at me, is like, "You fucking idiot," and then has to smack me in the back of my head. And at this point, my head's gonna like kind of rattle and make I can't remember which sound. Oh, Melody suggested like we got to find like legit like soundboard or something from Ed Ed and Eddie, because like there are like some cartoony sounds from that show that we would like to utilize. But anyway, my brain slaps me in the back of the head, and my head like rattles and makes a burping sound, and then reaches back, pulls out a megaphone, proceeds to yell at me, try to yell some sense into me, hucks the megaphone, and then just dives back into my skull. Could probably like make a farting sound here too, because like the the ass end of my brain, it does look like a friggin' set of butt cheeks. So put a fart sound in there, and then my brain, my skull shuts again, and I just kind of like realize like, what the fuck am I doing? So like like now I'm assessing the situation and gonna take a look around, and this coming up, this is like Melody's favorite part. So my eyes just kind of like bulge out of my head, do a periscoping thing, and this is like Melody's idea. We Joy wrote this gag, and then it cut the camera cuts back a little bit to see how my eyes get all twisted up just by like looking around the cell. And I think we're gonna have to like reutilize one of these. Like it shows everybody just kind of like wondering, what the fuck am I doing? So they're like just kind of like questioning, like, what is this guy doing, trying to break up a prison fight? So we cut back to me, and my eyes unwind them. Shit. Hold on, let me do that again. They unwind themselves and just like slap back in my face. And then I do one of the, like a couple of those cartoony blinks, like blink, blink. And just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, and this was Melody's idea. Just that off off screen cartoony hook that hooks me and pulls me right out of my freaking Crocs. And so like I'm back on the side wall, just like looking like with all the other inmates, just like watching this fight. And here I'm like speculating, like any second now. And we show like a clock with all the numbers replaced with the word now. Any second now. And then the clock goes off and it's ringing. And this is where I'm speculating, any second now, like the doors are gonna open and all these prison guards are gonna freaking start pouring in, like hup 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 hup. And little by little, like the room gets filled up with all these like prison guards, and then the next thing you know, like the two inmates are getting like beat down. But this is what I'm speculating in my head. But none of that happens. Not in a small county prison. Like in a supermax and like one of those higher prisons, like something like this would probably happen, but they'd also be probably armed, because they have protocols where it's like when a fight goes off, and if you see a fight going off and like the guards start coming in, like your orders are to like lay down on the ground and do all that stuff, hands behind your head or whatever. If you don't, then you're going to be the first one that they drop. So everyone gets down on the ground because nobody wants to get shot. But anyway, this is the like a scenario like that is what's going on in my head, like thinking like, oh, any second now that's what's going to happen. But no, none of that happens. So like the the guards just disappear, and like these guys are like thinking like, what the heck happened? What's going on? They stand back up, look at each other again, and then they just start fighting once more. And really, like in a small county jail, like the guards are just gonna like let the inmates just fight it out. And once the fight is done, that's they'll come and like friggin' detain you when you're all locked away. So the dudes are just gonna be allowed to like just fucking kick each other's asses until like until somebody gets knocked out or until somebody quits. But yeah, like we got all these storyboards done. As you can see me scrolling through it, we got all these done within like a matter of days. It's been crazy. And like this last batch here at the from this frame, this one like from this frame all the way down, that's what I had like completed prior, and I just could not get the time to like get back to it. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to start working on it again. Anyway, Melody says, just because it's a prison story doesn't mean you can't have cartoonish fun with it. Yeah, hells yeah. Melody says, I was raised on three things: heavy metal, cars, and cartoons. Dimitri says, me too. Melody says, hup, 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 hup. Melody says, I got an idea for that prison guard scene. Is if one of the wall there's a Mickey Mouse styled glove hand with bugle bugle. Oh, a bugle that blows the alarm when they all start filtering out. Might have to illustrate that for me a bit more. Oh, okay. I think I kind of get you. So let me go back to that guard entrance. So like on the wall here, let's just say right here, there's like a cartoonish alarm of some sort. What if it's like a anthropomorphic camera? Nebuchadnezzar, I love how it just says gang on his face. No, it says gang tattoo. Let me find it. Right, yeah, okay. Right here. It says gang and like tattoos. Yeah, gang tattoo. And I'm just like drawing just random patterns on his face. Hmm. Oh. Oh shoot. Oh, that's what you were talking about. I thought you were just like I saw that earlier and it didn't register me as like you were trying to say like give him a tattoo. I don't know where to put it. Oh, across his neck. El Barto. El Barto is one of those most famous graffiti tags in pop culture. Oh, is it? I had no idea. It is a Simpsons reference, right? Okay, back to the prison wall. Okay, here's my idea. Kind of like banking off your idea is like we have like a we have like an anthropomorphic camera. I should probably put this in a different layer since it's going to be animated. Oh, I drew the camera too surprised. Not going to be surprised yet until he sees what's going on. Got an anthropomorphic camera. And an anthropomorphic siren, right? And the siren's just going to be sleeping. So when the camera notices what's going on, the camera's going to grow like the cartoony arms with the gloves and slap the anthropomorphic camera awake. And then that's when the no, not anthropomorphic alarm awake. And then that's when the alarm grows arms too. And then instead of like the the alarm already has like a horn for a face, but instead it's gonna blow. It's gonna pull out a whistle and just like blow on it. So it's like a hat in a hat, I believe is the term. Make its camera lens person to lips. Okay. Shut up, dogs. I don't know what they're barking at. So the camera looks down, sees what's going on. Does it take? Ah, put that in the wrong freaking layer. Okay. Oh, let me go ahead and put on some of these spooky stories for now. This this I almost shut down the stream after 10 minutes until Dimitri showed up. So we're getting a little bit more traffic, but we'll go ahead and stream for another, I don't know. We'll check back after let me get this sequence done, and then we'll maybe close her down and assess the situation. I might go back to Picardo because there's more traffic there, but I just wanted to try YouTube again because I do tend to get more donations on YouTube as opposed to Picardo. So if there are any supporters of mine that like see this later at a much later date, um, I think I might go back to Picardo, seeing as how there is much more traffic there, and we do get more freedom to like just play any music we want, watch any cartoons or TV shows we want, and as I just draw. So if you would like to participate in the fun, the jokes we tell, and a lot of the time we do poke fun at some of the movies we watch, and lately we've been on old kung fu movie kick. So I don't know if we'll continue that, but yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. But anyway, if you are like a devout viewer and follower of mine here on YouTube, please consider like getting a Picardo account to follow me on there, because we do tend to have a lot more fun on Picardo. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and like play these spoopy stories in the background as I draw. But yeah, let me get the sequence done, and then we'll just reassess what we're doing here on YouTube. I might just keep YouTube just to or upload finished content and just do all of my streaming on Picardo. But yeah, we'll see.
I have one quite similar to this. Be me, age 9 or 10. My parents divorced when I was 3, staying with my dad on weekends. His house was at least 5 miles from any real town or city. Land was quite large, but he didn't own much of it, played on it nevertheless. Large forested area behind the house, which the window in my room was facing. Looking through the photo album my dad had. Mostly family photos, birthdays, Christmases, etc. Towards the end, the pictures are of the house, taken from the back of the house. Each one closer than the one before. Several are of me playing in the forest, one clearly taken from behind a tree no more than 50 meters away from where I was. Wasn't too fussed, since I assumed it was my dad. Asked him why he took them, because they were different from the rest of the pictures. He seemed bewildered, and began flicking through. I realized I hadn't looked through all of them, but he was nearing towards the final pages. The ones I hadn't seen. Noticed a color drain from his face on the penultimate page. Clearly nervous about turning the page. Finally does, and I notice him shiver. Closes the album and packs a bag for me and him. We leave the house and only returned a few times before putting it up for sale.
That was just an email.
Reported it to the police, but there was little they could do. Skip like 5 years. Ask him what was on the final pages. He is clearly distressed, and he sits me down. Tells me that they were of me asleep, taken directly by my bedside. But the last picture was a picture of my window, taken from inside my room. Apparently, several people were standing outside my room with masks on, looking directly at the camera. I still don't understand why I didn't wake up whilst the person was in my room, since I am usually a light sleeper, but I wasn't able to sleep well for the next few months without making sure the window was locked and the curtains were drawn.
Be 11 years old. Living in Vietnam. Living in an old creaky house. A cat could make the floor creak while walking. Be 7 p.m., not completely dark out yet. Sitting in parents' room watching TV alone. Door is closed. Dad is at work. Mom is doing laundry. Doorknob starts to turn. No floor creak. Cool, she finished her laundry. A dark withered
It's all these emails from school. Like, I can't wait to be done with this freaking school crap. I gotta talk to my teacher tomorrow about dropping my internship, because I can't keep up with the requirements for the internship. Because there are like certain criteria I have to meet, but I can't do that just with all the obligations I have, and like the people who are left to intern from is it's like they handle sensitive personal data from like a whole assortment of other people that they just can't willy-nilly let anybody just check out. So it's not like they can have me hovering over their shoulder like for a few, like an hour or like a few hours each week. So it's like me being there is kind of like a hindrance to them, but I can't fulfill my internship duties without like fully being there, but it's just like really impossible for me. So I got to talk about just dropping that class. Maybe I can like find an internship somewhere else, like that'll allow me to do it remotely. Maybe I could do that next semester. I don't know. I'll have to discuss it with my professor.
Hand
Anyway.
slowly pushed the door. WTF? Didn't scream, don't even know how to react. The hand released the door knob and slowly peeked head in. Black head, red eyes, flaky dry skin, looks like a burnt victim. It stares at me, I stare at it. Mexican standoff. It slowly pulled its head out and closed the door. The fuck just happened? 10 minutes later, hear a creaking floor. Mom comes in with her laundry. Never told my parents what happened. They wouldn't believe me anyway. 29 now, living alone. Nothing as weird happened again. I don't know what I saw, don't even know what to think about it, but that event stays in my mind for a long time. I don't know if it's a ugly ass burglar, a ghost, or anything. Any thoughts, fellow/X/?
Non-supernatural story here. Two mates and I go on road trip one year to celebrating graduating high school. Staying in some tiny town's campsite one night. Go to pub. By 9 p.m. it's dead. Friend goes to bar and gets chatting to one of the other two guys there. Brings him back to the table. Guy is probs in his mid-40s. Comes and drinks with us for a bit. I suddenly get this super uneasy vibe about the guy. I can't put my finger on what it is, but there is definitely something off about this guy. It's super weird though because he seems completely normal, but I almost feel physically ill in his presence. The guy goes to take a piss, promises to buy us all around when he gets back. Persuade friends we need to get out of there. They get pissed off at me, think I'm being paranoid and antisocial. Storm out and they reluctantly follow, pissed that I made us go back to the campsite. We'd been keeping a video diary of the trip and all the shit we'd been doing. Going over the footage on the camcorder the day after the pub incident. For some reason we recorded all our stop servos to refuel. Watching one such clip and I see the pub guy sitting in a car parked at the servo. Holy shit.jpg. We also took footage of us just goofing around in the car during the long portions of highway driving. Can see the guy's car behind us on the highway in several clips. I think if we'd kept drinking with him that night we'd all be buried in some shallow grave in the middle of the bush. Ever since this incident I am extremely untrusting of strangers, especially when out drinking.
Be me. Driving from my parents' rural property to home, about 300 kilometers. I left at 11 p.m., and what was about to happen happened at 2 a.m. Arrive at a T-section with traffic lights, still in the middle of the bush. And there's literally no one around. There's a lady on the side of the road. She looks really feral, dirty, messy hair, stained clothes. Comes over to my car. I do the gentleman thing and roll down my window as I figure she probably needs help. She says,
"My boyfriend beat me up and kicked me out of his car. I live down the road, can you give me a lift?"
She
Yeah,
delivered those
right.
words in such an unemotional, almost rehearsed tone that I say no. I tell her my car is packed, it wasn't she wouldn't fit. I instead offer to call her a taxi and give her some cash. She says the exact same thing without acknowledging my offer.
"My boyfriend beat me up and kicked me out of his car. I live down the road, can you give me a lift?"
Decide she's some sort of junkie and decide to leave her there. Look, I'm sorry, but I've gotta go. I start to roll up my window and she stops it with her hand and peers into my car. She says in the most haunting tone I've ever heard.
"You have made the right decision."
She walks away from my car back to the side of the road. I put my foot down and leg it. Call the cops to alert them of her.
This is a story of when I was a child, probably around 8 or 9. In South Carolina, the night my great-grandfather died. In the car riding back to his place from the hospital after his death. Memory of what happened before that is still a little hazy, and what led up to it. Moon is, I shit you not, blood red, illuminating the sky, extremely hard to miss. I start seeing shit, mainly I guess, orbs of light, colored red, black, white, green. All I really recall from them is the fear I felt from the black orbs. I've never felt such fear in my life again. There were more things besides orbs. I remember small green people walking down a hill, wooden mailboxes which seemingly turned back into trees, but they were all almost a bright neon green. At this point, from the amount of stimulation and fear my young mind was being subjected to, was honestly driving me insane. I was crying profusely, but something calmed me down once I reached my great-grandfather's house. I could still see all of the orbs of light outside, which were mainly the only things I could see. Eventually, I hid under the covers again, and never saw anything like that again. Pick somewhat related, but the orbs were much brighter.
I was taken into foster care when I was very young. I never knew my birth parents. Didn't find out I was adopted until my teens. Had good childhood. My adoptive parents were loving, kind, and gave me a good upbringing. Every now and then I have a recurring nightmare. Same thing every time. It's the middle of the day and I'm out in the woods lying on my back. I'm surrounded by people. Their faces are covered so I can't see them clearly. One of them grabs my head and forces me to look straight into the sun. Just as my eyes start burning, the sun begins to fade. I'm in pitch blackness, but the spot where the sun used to be is still distinguishable. It's an unnaturally dark circle. Kinda hard to describe with words, just an impossibly dark circle. That's when I always wake up, usually covered in sweat and panting. I figured something bad happened to me as a child. Whenever I ask about my birth parents and my past, my folks get really uncomfortable, saying that they don't know who they were, how I could find them. Recently, I went on a massive road trip with a few mates. Stop in some dead-end town one night. We're drinking at the campsite when some drunk homeless guy comes wandering in. The guy is off his face. Pretty funny to watch him stumble around and spout random shit. Tell him we'll give him a beer if he can do 20 push-ups. He manages somehow and I go to give him a beer. He gets a good look at my face as I hand it to him and he goes white as a ghost. Drops the beer and jumps back. Guy looks terrified. Points at me and yells, "This one's seen the black sun," then runs off. I've never told anyone about the dream, so this scared the shit out of me. So now I feel I should maybe hire a private investigator or something to look into my parents and childhood. Kinda scared about what I might find out though.
Huh.
Playing
Weird.
GoldenEye in the lounge one afternoon. I was probably about 7 at the time. Mom comes in and gets mad that I've been playing vidya all day, tells me to go outside and play in the yard.
Security.
We lived
Wake
right
up,
on the edge of a
chucklehead.
housing estate, so it was all bush behind our house. There was a gate on the back fence so you could easily go exploring. Get on the trampoline for a bit. Hear my mom's voice, over here and on. She's standing among the trees past our back fence, signaling for me to come over. Come on Anon, I want to show you something. I start walking towards the fence, can see her through the fence poles. As I'm walking over I notice that she's got a massive grin on her face and stance is creepily straight. I realize that something is off, my mom never acts like this. Turn back to the house and see my mom in the kitchen window. Get that sinking feeling in my gut. Don't look back, just sprint towards the house. Hear harsh, guttural moan coming from behind the fence. Bust into the house and run into mom's arms crying. Tell her story, can tell she's freaked out. Gets dad to go searching the area behind our house when he gets back from work. Don't let my play in backyard unsupervised after that. We moved a few months later, pretty sure this incident was the deciding factor in the move.
Okay, too much to really get into, we'll give you the highlights of where I grew up, pick related. Was pushed down the stairs the day we moved in. Regularly heard sounds like nails being dragged down the walls at night. Had a crawl space in my room. Would close the door, return later, it was always wide open. Dad nailed it shut. Late at night saw shadow figures walk across the kitchen. Sister had nightmares of being attacked for months. Other family members knocked downstairs. Would sleepwalk and talk to my dad. He refused to tell me what I said, but said I spoke about strange things. 1 week before we moved out, all of our farm animals died. Horses, pigs, chickens, rabbits. Would find several a day dead each morning, no apparent cause. It's been over 10 years and I still shiver when I think of that place. Okay, I'll tell some more about when I lived there. I got this remote-controlled tank for my birthday one year. I got tired of playing with it like most kids do with their toys, and left it sitting in my room. One day it started to move and turn in short jerky movements across the floor. I took the batteries out of it and put it in my closet. At night I would hear a sound coming from my closet, like someone gasping for air. I never knew the cause. Keep in mind I told my parents about this shit, and they were aware of weird stuff as well, but the rent at the time was like $500 a month, and for a family of 5 that is a steal. Anyway, more strangeness. My sister had the dream shortly after playing around with a Ouija board. We burned it and she had no more nightmares. There was a room in our basement that was small and square, with just a cement circle laid in the floor and metal rings in the ceiling and walls. There was a slot in the bottom of the door. There was nothing else in the room. Also, the week we moved out, 2 large storage sheds on the property burned down, and a corner of the house was scorched all the way up one side, no apparent cause. None had electricity. There were lots of fires there. Me and all the members of the family had heard knocking on the walls. We all went out one day and returned to the house. We found a trail of boot prints leading from the back door across the kitchen and into the basement. There were no other footprints leading out of the basement or the bulkhead. The basement was empty. We would often hear the horses trying to kick down their stall doors at night. Every time we investigated, there was nothing in the barn. We even stayed in the barn one night, figuring it was a raccoon or a fox or some shit. The horses started kicking their doors, and nothing was in there. Okay. I included an aerial photo from Google Maps. 148 Riggs Street, Oxford, Connecticut. You can see the house. The storage sheds were lined up just above and to the right of the house. The barn was in the space where the 2 vehicles are off to one side. Okay, continuing. The guy kept trying to get me to come to the car, but I walked up my neighbor's driveway until I saw him drive away. I never saw the guy again. We had really big hayfields behind our house, and I used to walk around in them or explore in the woods. This area was way rural then and really safe. So I walked around in the fields all the time. I was walking down the hill to go home before it got dark, and I saw a person standing off in the field. Just standing there, they weren't walking or anything. I had never seen anyone in those fields, and by the time I reached the trail they were still in the same spot on the hill. I booked it home. Before we moved, my dad started to do some weird things. He called me into his room and showed me a shotgun he had wired to the window so that if someone tried to get in, the gun would fire. He told me not to touch it, so I never did. The thing is, his room was on the upper floor. He would leave to go to work and his car would stall at the bottom of the driveway. Same spot, every time. There was nothing wrong with his car. Once I was with him when it happened and he restarted it, and we went about a mile and the car started swerving like he couldn't control it. I decided to revisit the place a long time ago. When I reached the top of the driveway, a man came out of the house and he looked mad that I was there. He was carrying a fucking machete. I turned my car around and left immediately. I brought my wife up to the house one night just to see what was there. I had told her about everything that happened. We got there and it was getting dark, so we were debating on whether to leave or go inside. The house had been empty for years. As weird as it sounds, I have always thought about that place, for years. I still do, but not as often. It's hard to explain. Anyways, we were there and it was getting creepy, but I really wanted to know what it looked like inside. I didn't really know if I would have the nerve to go back there again after that night. She stood outside and I walked into the mudroom through the back door. I walked up to the back door and before I reached it, the door opened on me. I backed out of the house and that was the last time I ever went there. I tried to do research on the house to find out just WTF went on there. The only thing I found out was that it was a farm, called Win M. All Farm. The house was approximately 200 years old, and that was about it. I called the Oxford Town Historian's office and asked her about the property and she hung up on me. I still don't know what the hell happened there, but I do know if you think about going there it may be occupied now. But if you decide to go exploring up there, just be prepared. The place has a vibe like it is alive. The whole place. Unfortunately, Google Maps doesn't let you go up the driveway, but that is the entrance now. It used to look a lot nicer back in the day. Other things I remember: hearing loud bangs in the night like someone dropping a bowling ball, hearing someone whisper my name in my ear while I was asleep. When I wake up, no one was there. That's about all I remember. I gotta stop this and do something happy. My skin is crawling right now. Thanks for listening.
Be me, exchange student in the US. Fall 2014. For some shit reason I was living in a regular dorm, away from all the other international students. One night playing NHL 2013 with my roommate. We hear a loud noise coming from the hall. Don't care, keep playing. Hear the noise again, mini heart attack on roommate. Make fun of him. We decide to grab a Red Bull in the basement's vending machine. While waiting for the elevator, same noise again. I'm starting to get pissed. Grab Red Bull. When we get back to our floor, a rando was wandering around, only in underwear, talking to himself. WTF bro, roommate says. Rando look at us, say random words, I can only understand. It's coming for me. Say he's high, go back into the room. Really early next morning. Knocking on the door. Leave off, I'm not waking up. Blabla County Police, open the door. Shit.jpg. Tell my roommate that I have a bottle of vodka and we are screwed. He tells me he has 10 grams of weed, so we are really screwed. Open the door, tons of cops in the hallway. What.jpg? He asks us to follow him. While walking towards the elevator. Crazy dude lying in a plastic bag, dead. Roommate freaks out. Hours waiting. We tell the cops at least 15 times what happened last night. We lived in that same dorm for about 2 weeks. One night, during finals week, we hear the same noise again. Freak out. Move out the next day. The declared cause of death was self-end. I never bought it.
Be me, 15 years old. Best friend lives in the same suburb as me. Quickest way to his house is through this giant Chanel/drain. Normally avoided at night, because there's zero light down there and it's creepy. Hanging at my best mate's house one night. Decide to leave at about 1:30 a.m. cause I have to help my dad with some renovation work the next day. Really don't want to take the long way. Screw it, I'll take the drain. Use phone light for guidance. The only sound is my footsteps, and I can only see the small cone of light produced by my phone. About halfway through the drain. Can make out some muffled sounds coming from the darkness. As keep walking through, the sound becomes clearer. Initially it sorta sounds like a child sobbing. Get closer and realize it is clearly an adult putting on a child's voice. Chills up the spine, heartbeat racing. By now I can tell that the sound is directly to my right. Aim phone light up for a second. Only saw him for a second, but the image is still burned into my brain. Grown man squatting by a bush at the top of the embankment. He's sobbing profusely. In the second I put the light on him, we make eye contact. As I pull the light away and turn to bail, I see him get up and start running down towards the path. The sobbing ceases immediately. Sprint the fastest I've ever ran my entire life. Get to the end of the drain. Don't see anything in the darkness. Run home. I've never walked through the drain again at night. Pick related is the end of the drain.
Late at night, around 2 in the morning, and there you are reading creepypasta on /x/. Looks like you won't be sleeping tonight. You get up, walk into the kitchen, and grab a water from the fridge. The creepypasta has your mind seeing faces in the sink, windows, and virtually every other polished or reflective surface, while your logical self is telling that scared shitless part of yourself to shut up. Walking back to your chair, you set the water down on your desk and let your cat hop up into your lap. Continuing to read more and more pasta, the more you're psyching yourself in for a night of paranoia. You already keep glancing at the fan that you left on in your bedroom upstairs. You've looked behind yourself more than once to see if that thing from the pasta was actually watching you, even though you knew it wasn't. Then, you notice something walking down the stairs. It's your cat.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to that whole thing later because I was so in tune to what I was doing that I couldn't pay attention to the audio. Usually I can, but with this one I'm just like so ingrained with like the movement. When I'm working on like a still image, it's easy to like just kind of like listen in to the background audio because like I'm just working on a still image. I know like just laying down colors and laying down lines, that's fine. But then when I'm ingrained into like just like how things move, it takes that extra chunk of like brain power to just like focus in on like okay, like the character's moving this way, so from there he's gonna move to this position next. So it's hard to like just kind of keep all that in there. But you see, like this is how like the process went with this whole making all these layers and such. And again, we've like put in a lot. Hey, what's the big idea? Huh? Holy shit. Oh man. Oh, just that little bit there is like fucking, that's fucking hilarious. This is gonna be freaking awesome. Oh, let's cycle through it again. I still have like a few more poses to do, but see if we can get those done before I just shut down the stream. Because it looks like the viewership has just gone back down to 0. We've got 6 views, but then that's like a pale comparison to what we get on Picardo. Anyway, let's cycle through these again. Well, hold on. Let me make sure everything is at 100. Just so everyone watching at home can... Oh, it'd be easier if I just... There we go. And then same thing over here. Just make sure everything is at 100 visibility. All right. Now let's cycle through it. Oh. Oh man. Man, this is too good. This is like fucking awesome. Okay. So instead of like being an alarm, oh, Dimitri's still here. I wonder why the viewership says it's at 0 then. I guess YouTube is still suffering from some of its glitches. Anyway, the gag here is that even though this alarm, his face is an alarm, instead of like blowing himself, I guess activating himself, he whips out a hand and a whistle, and he chooses to blow the whistle Instead of like sounding himself. Melody says, "'Cause YouTube fucking sucks, donkey cunt." That it do. Well, it seems like the notification thing is still working, but I was hoping for some donos. But I guess those the people who donate just aren't getting the notifications, perhaps, or maybe it's too early. I don't know. Anyway, let me see. Should he blow out a whistle, or should he like put his fingers together in his mouth and whistle that way? I think maybe blowing an actual whistle, like him pulling out a whistle to blow instead of like activating himself, serves as like that visual like useless gag, you know, like that whole hat in a hat thing. Melody says, "Hang on, you owe me 2 pieces as well, you fucking scrub." Make him blow a police whistle. I owe. Oh yeah. Oh.
Hell yeah! Making
Ah!
the money!
Love. No, love. Is that you? I think that was you. Thank you for the donos, love. You didn't have to. You could have waited until sweetie. Could have waited until we got on Picardo. Or I owe you so much already. Jeez. But thank you. I really appreciate it. I just feel bad that you're the only one donating. Hmm. There's this new show. Well, I don't know how new it is, but there's a show called Boardwalk Empire. I think it's like maybe 4 seasons in or whatever. Like the first few clips I saw, like I thought it was a movie. I was gonna look it up, but then like when I saw like something relating to like season 4 or whatnot, saw that it was an actual series, and like all the clips I've seen just makes me want to see it all the more. I guess it's like a gangster, a series about gangsters, like during the Prohibition era, and it has I think all the like well-known gangsters in there, and just all the freaking gunplay and violence just looks so fucking crazy. And since they had like such big actors, I thought it was a movie, but no, it's a series. I mean, they have like Steve Buscemi, who's like well, I consider him to be a big actor because I've only seen him in movies. And then there's like some other side characters who I don't know their names, but they also have a tendency to show up in movies. I gotta work on my pronunciation. I'm getting all mushmouth over here. But Boardwalk Empire, it's like, I feel like I got to check it out because of all the clips I've seen. Naughty says, "Get back to work, you toad face butt." Naughty says, "Yes, you do owe me a lot." Yes, I do. I do. No. This hand might work in a different frame, but not this one. Oh, that mid-morning chill is gone. I can turn off my heater. Dude, like fucking last night, it dropped. It must have dropped to below freezing. Like, I had a hard time getting to sleep last night. I was tossing and turning, and then it freaking got so cold. I had to layer up all my blankets again. It got that freaking cold. As the weeks have been going on during this spring, like I've been like peeling back the layers that I would sleep in, to the point where I'm sleeping with 1, 2, 3, like 4 layers of blankets. Whereas in winter I would sleep with 8 layers of blankets. Because it gets fucking cold here in this cabin. I don't have any heating, so if it drops to like freaking freezing outside, it's going to be freezing in here come the morning. So anyway, this spring I've been like peeling back the layers, and I'm sleeping with 4 layers. So I've been doing pretty alright with that, but last night it got fucking crazy, like crazy cold. So I had to put all those layers back on, and like somebody just pulled up. I had to put all those layers back on and just try to get back to sleep. But good God. Oh shit, my KBS rate is dying. Hold on, somebody's honking. I gotta see what this is about. I'm back. That was just my uncle returning a vehicle he was borrowing. Needed to borrow a vehicle to do some sort of orientation in the next state. But the job he's getting orientated for is like still located on the res, so once he starts working, he'll just be using his vehicle. I think because it's not registered, I don't know. Here on the res, it's like I know elsewhere you need like your license, proof of insurance, and registration, but on the reservation there was like something you could do without. Was it your insurance or your registration? I can't remember. Might be registration. Still drive around these like old beat up clunkers, and a lot of the times they're not registered because they're just used for hauling water or hay or just like doing like stuff around the res, around the homestead. So I don't think registration is as enforced on the reservation as it is other places. License, registration. No, sir, we don't need a we don't need a urine sample. Oh. The fuck? My shit locked up. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Everything's acting weird. Fuck, it's this thing. God damn it. Okay. Did I fix it? Oh, shit. Oh. Come on, man. Motherfucking pissant piece of shit, pussy clown dildo son of a bitch. Okay. I think it's back to normal now. All right. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, hey, some user says, "Hey JB, you're back on YouTube." Not quite, just kind of like testing things out. Now that it seems that YouTube is getting its shit back together, like the glitches that YouTube was having have somewhat cleared up. I wanted to try my luck at doing a Dono stream on YouTube to see if like the notifications worked, and I got verification from Melody that the notifications are working again. So I was hoping to garner some donations, but also to like kind of like make some sort of like quasi announcement that I'm going to be moving all of my streaming to Picardo now. So if there are any of my followers, like dedicated followers who are still watching me on YouTube, if you'd be willing to make a Picardo account and watch my streams on Picardo, be much appreciated, because by far Picardo has been treating us a lot better than YouTube ever was, especially with like YouTube's maybe supposed shadow banning. I have no idea. I have no idea what the issue is, because we get far more traffic on Picardo than we ever do on YouTube. And also on Picardo, we do have more freedom to listen to whatever music we want and watch cartoons or whatever shows or movies that we want to check out without risk of having a copyright strike. But yeah, like I think I'm just going to be moving all of my streaming over to Picardo from now on. I'll still keep YouTube to upload finished content. But as far as streaming goes, I think Picardo is just going to be the place. But I wanted to test out YouTube because though we do get more traffic on Picardo, like I do tend to get more donos on YouTube. So this is just my bit to like just ask all my dedicated followers who still follow me on YouTube to please, if you would, make a Picardo account and follow me on Picardo, and just I'll be streaming and accepting donos there from this point on. But still keep me followed on YouTube, because I will upload finished content here. But yeah. Anyway. Some user says, gotcha. I don't get any notification though. Found you by accident again. Fucking hell. God damn it, YouTube. You still fucking suck. Yeah, you even made it to the front page on there. Oh yeah, and I can see whatever I want without being shadow banned by the bot. Yeah. Oh hey, what's up, John Doe? Feel like it's been a while since I've seen you around. Welcome back to the chat. But yeah, everybody, just if you would, just follow me on Picardo. I stream there. I've been streaming there regularly. I just wanted to test the waters here again, but seeing as how the waters are still kind of shitty because we are not getting as much traffic as we do on Picardo, and also just wanted to see if like I would get more donos, but again, it seems that Melody's the only one contributing. But not to pressure anybody else who's unable to. It's just I know I have followers out there on YouTube who do contribute, but just making them aware that I'm shifting all my streaming to Picardo. John Doe says Picardo is mainly for artists, isn't it? I don't use it that much. Yeah, like yeah, Picardo's been like by far been like a lot friendlier to us as far as like exposure goes. Here we go. I might have one too many joints in that thumb. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Let's see how all this looks. And then we'll just shut down the stream. And then we'll pick the stream up again on Picardo. Melody says, well, get your arse over there and support the boy. that way my wallet can remain unmolested for a while. Yes. Anyway. Just get a Picardo account, follow me on there, and yeah, we have a lot more fun on Picardo because like we listen to like all like any copywritten music we want. We also watch like cartoons and other TV shows and like even movies. Like recently we've been on like a kung fu movie kick, and yeah, like it's just a much chiller place to hang out in, where I get to draw, put on something in the background where we won't have to risk a copyright strike of any sort, and fucking hang out with like a group of people that just fucking want to chill, hang, and just watch me draw. Anyway, I'm gonna run through this like this the animation that we've got so far, the storyboarded animation. Kind of like storyboard slash layout slash keyframes, but it's looking pretty good. So hold on, I gotta find the other version of this. Oh shit, don't tell me it's all the way up here. Okay, there he is. Okay, goes right about here. All right, here we go. So the for those who are unaware, this is like a kind of like a prison setting. Here we have an anthropomorphic camera and an anthropomorphic alarm. Somebody just says it's unfortunate YouTube is the way it is. It has the best streaming capabilities, like you can rewind the stream, good mobile app, less delay, etc. But the shadow ban everything, be it streamer or viewer. Yeah, fucking fuck YouTube. As far as streaming goes, fuck them. Anyway, let's run through this and then see how it looks. So again, laying out the scene. This is like a prison setting. We have the security camera and the alarm. And right now there's a fight taking place, which the security cam's gonna see and then just do what he can to wake up the alarm. And the funny thing is that when the alarm sees what's going on, instead of like activating itself, it pulls out like a police whistle and blows the whistle instead. Just trying to play up like the whole cartoony gags and whatever. Anyway, here we go. Camera sees what's going on. Sees that the alarm is asleep. Grows a hand. Smacks the alarm. Alarm shakes himself awake. Looks at the camera like, hey, what's the big idea? Camera grows another hand, points at what's happening in front of them. The alarm looks, does a take. Holy shit! Pulls out the police whistle and proceeds to freaking blow it. And then that's when like the door opens and like all these guards start rushing in. Hup 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 hup. And until like the room starts getting filled with them. Because like I'm gonna run the sequence over and over again. Kind of like signifying like this room is just getting filled with guards until like the room looks like it's full. But yeah, like fucking awesome. Anyway, like if you guys are interested to see like the rest of the process, like all the storyboards that me and Melody got done like over the past several days, like feel free to watch this video again, because I go through and cycle through a lot of the other animation. So like just cycle through it at your leisure. This is like a project I'm excited to like finally get back to now that I have a little more free time, because I'm kind of going far and out of my way to like make free time. So yeah, like it's been really fun. It's been really exciting, and the hilarity that ensues on Picardo when we're working on these things is just like fucking amazing. It's so much fun. Some user says, you probably already know this, but CSP has an animation timeline thing. Yeah, I know. What I'm doing now is just storyboarding all the action before I actually get into any animation. So I know like Clip Studio Paint does have an animation like tools built into it, but for right now it's just a matter of just storyboarding everything, because I don't know if I want to animate everything in CSP. I know I will be animating like little clips and whatever, but I think I'm going to compile everything in Easy Tunes. Was it Easy Tunes? No, Open Tunes. So I'm going to animate stuff here in Clip Studio Paint, but I'm going to compile it in Open Tunes. Because like I think the compiling process is a lot easier there. If I try to compile it here, it's going to be somewhat cumbersome. But as far as animating goes, like I think it's better to animate in CSP and compile in OpenTunes, because OpenTunes has a constant crashing problem. So yeah, I think that's just going to be the workflow I'm going to be doing here. But yeah, I know CSP has animation capabilities and tools, but right now I'm not going to get into that at the moment because it's just a matter of plotting everything out first. So yeah, anyway, so come check out the streaming process and like all the ideas and stuff that happens in over at Picardo, because over here on YouTube I am just fucking dying because of the whole like I don't know how it goes. Like Melody got a notification, but some user didn't. So I think that may be the case for a whole variety, or the whole variety of other followers I have here on YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, I think that'll be it for now. I'm going to go ahead and start handling some of my daily chores, get those out of the way, and then later today we'll get back on streaming, but I'll be streaming on Picardo going forward. So yep. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Thanks to all those who participated in chat. It's always awesome interacting with all of you. As always, with me, my lovely moderator Melody. Dimitri is here. Nebuchadnezzar dropped by. Some user is also here, and John Doe. Been a while. Thanks for coming by, and Melody and I hope all of you do get Picardo accounts so you can follow me and just come chill with us over there from now on. But yeah, that'll be it. And to any lurkers who are watching and those who are watching later, if you like what you saw, please follow, subscribe, and also if you could make a Picardo account, follow me on there, because that's where I'm going to be doing my streaming from now on, as well as I think my game streams will be handled through Picardo as well. But rest assured that once this animation is done, I will upload it to YouTube. Anyway, that'll be it. So until next time, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I should chuck y'all later. Sweet. Bye.